And on to debate number 2. Can power come with immunity? That's the question the family of Santosh is asking Karnataka's Bommai government. Santosh took his own life and in his death note blamed the then BJP Minister Eshwarappa for his suicide. He alleged that the Mantri had demanded a 40% cut which he was unable to pay. However, the Karnataka police, after investigation, have given a clean chit to Eshwarappa, saying that there is no evidence to link him to the suicide. The police report claims that only Patil and his kin name Eshwarappa and that there is no independent proof or witness that points at abetment. His family, however, vehemently opposes this. Hear them allege that the government has given Eshwarappa an immunity shield.
ನನ್ನ ಸಾವಿಗೆ ಅವರೇ ಕಾರಣ ಅಂತ ಹೇಳಿದ್ದಾರೆ. ಹೀಗೆ ಹೇಳಿದ್ರು ಯಾರು ಅವ್ರ ವಿರುದ್ಧ ತನಿಖೆ ಮಾಡಲಿಲ್ಲ. ನಾವು ಈಗ ನನ್ನ ಗಂಡ ಸತ್ತದಕ್ಕೆ ಕಾರಣ ಈಶ್ವರಪ್ಪ ಅವರು ಮತ್ತು ನಾವು ಈಗ ಸಾಯ್ತಾ ಇದ್ದೀವಿ ಅಂತ ನಾವು ಒಂದು ಡೆತ್ ನೋಟ್ ಬರೆದಿಟ್ಟು ಇಷ್ಟರು ಸತ್ರೆ ಅದನ್ನಾದರೂ ಕನ್ಸಿಡರ್ ಮಾಡ್ತಾರ ಪೊಲೀಸ್ನವರು? ನೀವು ಆದರೂ ಕೇಳಿ ಹೇಳಿಬಿಟ್ಟು ಸರ್.
ತನಿಖಾ ಹಂತದಲ್ಲಿದ್ದ ಒಂದು ಕೇಸನ್ನು ಮುಚ್ಚಿ ಹಾಕಲು ಬಿ ರಿಪೋರ್ಟ್ ಸಲ್ಲಿಸ್ತಾರೆ. ಅದು ಫಿರ್ಯಾದಾರಿಗೆ ಮಾಹಿತಿ ಇಲ್ಲ, ಮಾಹಿತಿ ಕೊಟ್ಟಿಲ್ಲ ಸರ್. ಸರ್ ಅದಾವ್ರಲ್ಲ ಸರ್, ಎಲ್ಲ ಅದಾವ್ರು ಸರ್. ಅವ್ರು ಯಾರ್ಯಾರು ಕೂಡ ಮಾತಾಡಿದಾರು, ಎಷ್ಟು ಸರ್ ಹೋಗಿದಾರು, ಯಾರ್ದೈತಿ ಸರ್. ಒಬ್ಬ ಸಾಮಾನ್ಯ ಕಾಂಟ್ರಾಕ್ಟರ್ಗೆ RDPR ಮಿನಿಸ್ಟರ್ ಒಂದು ಅವ್ರ ಅಸೋಸಿಯೇಟೆಡ್ ಎಲ್ಲರದು ಫೋನ್ ನಂಬರು ಮಾತಾಡಿದ, ಅವನು ವಾಟ್ಸಪ್ ಕಾಲು, ನಾರ್ಮಲ್ ಕಾಲು ಎಲ್ಲ ಅದಾವ ಸರ್. ಒಂದು ಕಡೆ ಇವ್ರು ತನಿಖಾ ಹಂತನ ಹಾದಿ ತಪ್ಪಿಸಿದಾರ ಅಂದ್ರೆ ನಾವು ಇನ್ನೇನು ಹೇಳೋದೈತಿ ಸರ್. ಸರ್ ಅದು ನಾವು ಮುಂದಿನ 2 ಅಥವಾ 3 ದಿವಸ 20 ಅಥವಾ 22, 23 ತಾರೀಕಿಗೆ ನಾವು ಉಡುಪಿ ಹೋಗ್ತಾವೆ ಸರ್. ಉಡುಪಿಯಲ್ಲಿ ತನಿಖಾ ಹಂತದ ಏನೈತಲ್ಲ ಇಲ್ಲಿಂದ್ರೆ ಡೈರೆಕ್ಟ್ ನಾವು ಕೋಡಿ ಹೋಗ್ತಾವೆ ಸರ್. ಇದನ್ನು ಚಾಲೆಂಜ್ ಆಗಿ ಸ್ವೀಕರಿಸ್ತೇವೆ, ನಾವು ಕೋಡಿ ಹೋಗ್ತಾವೆ ಸರ್.
The former minister, however, has hailed the clean chit, claiming that he always knew that he was innocent. But then the Congress waded in and asked why the police didn't even bother to summon the BJP leader for questioning when he was categorically named in the suicide note. Listen in to the political face-off.
क्लीन चिट के बारे में, उसके बारे में भी पॉलिटिक्स कर रहा है कांग्रेस वाला, ये बोलने के लिए मुझे ही बहुत मुजगर हो रहा है. कोई भी नहीं पूछा मेरा रेसिग्नेशन, मैं ही रेसिग्नेशन दे दिया क्योंकि मेरा इन्फ्लुएंस मत करना, ऐसा मैं इन्फ्लुएंस भी नहीं किया, इसीलिए रेसिग्नेशन किया. एनक्वायरी हो गया है, इनको क्लीन चिट. मेरा घर का देवी के ऊपर मुझे मालूम विश्वास था, वो मैं आरोपी से बाहर मैं डेफिनेटली आऊंगा, ऐसा आ गया है.
All these are all again government agencies working. We all know that this was a foregone conclusion. That person has given a death note saying I was being harassed. I had to pay 40% commission and I'm killing myself. What more? That fellow has not even been called for investigation. Why has Eshwarappa not even been interrogated? Why has he not been examined? Why has police not summoned him?
You're watching the News Hour at 10, debate number 2 on Times Now, Super Prime Time.
All right, let's go across to our guest. Mohan Krishna is the BJP spokesperson joining us on the show. We also have with us Brijesh Kalappa, senior advocate. Syed Aslam Pasha is with the JDS and Dr. Suman Siraman is a political analyst. Let me begin with the opposition over here. Syed Aslam Pasha, very quickly, why do you think that in this particular case, the cops are shielding the former minister?
Well, Madhav, we all know what else can we expect from the corrupt 40% BJP government, right? There's a clear death note by the contractor. There are multiple WhatsApp messages. There are letters written to the central ministry. There's a letter written to the Giriraj Singh, who is the Union Minister of Rural Development, and there is clear evidence. Well, Eshwarappa has not even been called for investigation. What kind of investigation have the cops done? They have already submitted the B report. It's absolutely a shame. What else can we expect from a corrupt 40% BJP government? The BJP government, it is not only protecting and shielding the corrupt politicians, it is also being used as a washing machine. Whoever is a corrupt neta from a different party, as soon as they join the BJP, they become absolutely clean. I can give you a gallows name.
You put several questions. Let's get in a response because we have limited time on this debate. Mohan Krishna, there are very, very serious charges. There's a letter written to the BJP's own central minister Giriraj Singh. There are WhatsApp messages, data on the phone, the family says. And what is very shocking and surprising, what the political parties are raising, Dinesh Gundu Rao said it and just now Syed Aslam Pasha repeated it. What kind of an investigation is this if even Mr. Eshwarappa was not questioned by the cops?
Madhav, I think the opposition is in a disarray, that they are in a illusion and a disillusion actually for that matter. Mr. Eshwarappa was called for the investigation. You can check with the authorities, police authorities. He was being questioned about whatever as per the FIR, he has been questioned and investigation has happened. This is for the truth, and you can check with, and opposition today, they don't have anything. I would like to ask one question to Mr. Syed Aslam Pasha. 40% he is talking. What is this nonsense you are talking again? Mr.
It is not nonsense, sir. It's an allegation against you,
and the PMO.
Your own party member.
No, please, I did not intervene. I did not intervene. Please quiet.
What nonsense are you
Please
talking
be quiet.
about?
Please be quiet. I am telling you.
Okay, one at a time, gentlemen. One at a time. Let's not lose our temper. One at a time. You know, Mohan Krishna, there are a lot of things that have been put out in the form of what the family says. 1 second, Mohan Krishna.
40%.
1 second, Mohan Krishna, just calm down and listen to what the family is saying. The family is saying that there are WhatsApp details. They are saying that the phone has details of the data, of the communication, that he would regularly be called by Eshwarappa, and despite all of that, there has been no attempt to find out or even probe the role of Eshwarappa in a fair manner. What do you say to the family members? Leave alone the political allegation. What do you say to the family members?
Madhav, there are too many questions to be asked with the family also. The press conference which they have made in Delhi, under what pretext they have made, that they have to answer, and they have not answered to the investigation officer. Second thing,
they don't have a freedom to do a press conference, sir. They have lost their family member.
Congress MLA area, Lakshmi Hebbalkar is the MLA. In that place, the work has been done. There is no legal proof that work order has been given. The request letter he has written to the Giriraj Singh is about asking for requesting Mr. Eshwarappa or RDPR secretary to issue a work order after completing the work, he says.
Sorry, sir.
Where is the proof that he has done the work?
You're not completely informed.
Second thing, without work order, he has
sir,
worked.
The work is already done.
The investigation has to happen now. Investigation is happening. No, Mr. Syed Aslam Pasha, please leave me. Please leave me. Leave me for a minute. Leave me for a minute. See, the investigation has happened in a fair manner. Nobody. He have asked Eshwarappa, Mr. Eshwarappa to resign.
Okay.
He has resigned. No, there was no intervention of Eshwarappa
Madhav,
from the
30
ministry.
seconds to
Okay, that is one thing. Second thing,
I need 30
Chief
seconds.
Minister
Okay.
Bommai, Mr. Aslam
One second,
Pasha,
Mr. Mohan Krishna, you have also
Please be
spoken. There are
quiet.
others on the panel also. 1 second, just calm down. There are others on the panel who have not yet spoken. I'm going to come to both of you. Let me quickly bring in Suman Siraman and Brijesh on this as well. You know, the question is this, Brijesh Kalappa, that this is an election year, as we know, in Karnataka. So the optics of such serious charges against a very senior face of the BJP certainly will not be looking very good. When there were similar charges made by the BJP itself, in the case of DYSP Ganapati, they had alleged at that time that the CBI probe against Mr. KJ George had not done justice.
See, to the best of my memory, Mother, insofar as Mr. George is concerned, the family moved the Supreme Court, and the matter then finally saw a quietus after the Supreme Court judgment. But a similar kind of probe was followed. A similar probe was followed, and a similar probe was ordered by the Karnataka government. Karnataka government CID gave Mr. George a clean chit. It was then the family which moved the Supreme Court, and then the issue came up before the Supreme Court and was finally resolved by the Supreme Court, but not before it had gone to the CBI, right? So ultimately, if somebody is aggrieved by this order, I can only legally speak now and tell you that it's a fact that there is a clean chit which has been given to Mr. Eshwarappa. Now, if somebody is aggrieved by this clean chit, then it must follow proper procedure of law and move to the next step.
Okay.
One can't shoot in the dark and say, no, Mr. Eshwarappa has not been questioned and so on and so forth. If he has not been questioned, then the proper forum to agitate these issues is before a court of law and not anywhere else, because one doesn't essentially know where if he has been questioned, if he has not been questioned,
Okay.
one doesn't know these facts, right? So
Right.
one would come to know only after one goes through the
Okay, I think that's a fair point to make. I want Suban, you are laughing, I don't know why, but I think that's a very serious point. If you feel that there is a family or any political party or any activist feels there is a need to actually do justice in this case, why not approach the courts, say that the action or the investigation has not followed due process? There is that option available. Sumant C. Raman, request you to unmute yourself and continue talking.
I'm on the phone. There's no mute. Oh, okay. Can you hear me, Madhav?
Yeah, now I can hear you.
Yeah.
There is clearly a mute button there.
The reason for the smile was I was thinking of all that Brijesh has spoken in the past and the Brijesh who of today. And it's not too difficult to guess his political destination. But besides the point, I think as far as this particular case is concerned, the Chief Minister, Mr. Basavaraj Bommai, and the Home Minister, Mr. Nyanendra, come out with categorical statements saying that this minister will come out clean, Mr. Eshwarappa will come out clean from the investigation. When do they say it? They say it when the investigation is going on. And who is doing the investigation? The police under the Chief Minister is doing the investigation. I mean, is there nothing more absurd than this?
Okay.
One minute, you answer this question, Madhav. Which investigating officer will dare give an order against his own Chief Minister? When the Chief Minister says
I think Suban, to an extent, I think that's a fair question. Of course, if you feel, and you have every right to feel, or any citizen has every right to feel that the police under a particular regime may not be fair. So why not ask for a second? One second, sir. Listen to my question. Suman C. Raman, listen to my question. I am saying, why not petition the Supreme Court or the High Court to ask for a central agency to probe it? If you do not have faith in the Karnataka police, isn't that an option?
That will happen now, Madhav, but the point is, the initial stage is usually left to the state government. It's a CID probe. In other states, it's a CBCID probe. And after that only, you can ask for a CBI. You can't just straight away go unless you are able to produce evidence in advance.
Okay.
But the unfortunate thing is for a Chief Minister and a Home Minister to actually prejudge the result of an investigation being done
Respond to that.
policeman who
Brijesh
reports to
Kalappa,
them.
there's been a prejudging in this case by the Home Minister and the Chief Minister because it was their own government and their own police under them which have probed this. Before the clean chit was given, they had declared him innocent already. That's the charge of Suman C. Raman. Please respond to that.
No, I think, Madhav, the point here to be made is that when there is any high-profile individual, whether it's Mr. George earlier or Mr. Eshwarappa today, whenever a person faces a probe, invariably there is always going to be allegations that, this probe has been compromised because of the fact that he is a very high-placed individual, right? It's always the case, right? So, who is the proper forum to test this? It can't be a TV debate, right? It has to be something more serious, something more tenuous, right? For that reason, I suggest that if there is anybody who is really agitated by this, then the proper forum would really be the court. And I don't agree with Mr. Suman C. Raman merely because I've stepped out of the political arena. One moment, Mr. Raman. One moment, Mr. Raman. 1 moment. You said that I'm headed in a particular direction. I'm only pointing out with great humility my knowledge of the law. Maybe there are some infirmities in my knowledge of the law. Maybe you know more law than me. I have no issues on that. But I'm only saying that this is the proper route to take. If you know of any other route, then you're welcome to state it.
No,
but if you're going to tell me that merely because I'm telling you,
is it fair for a Chief Minister to say that this gentleman will get a clean chit when the investigation is being done and the report is not complete, and that investigation is being done by the policemen who report into the Chief Minister? Is it fair or not? Yes or no?
Okay. Let me bring in Mohan Krishna on that point. Mohan Krishna, please respond to that. Your state government, which is responsible for the investigation, which has the police under it, when top ministers and chief minister declare Eshwarappa innocent, then why should anybody have faith in this investigation? Is the question coming from Suman C. Raman. Please respond.
Look. For example, I will tell you, if I have filed a case, if there is a case against me, if somebody is talking on behalf of me, do you mean to say that they have already given the verdict? The investigation has happened. If you have seen that investigation has not happened and they have given the clean chit, then you can talk. The way in which Suman Sitaraman is speaking.
No,
but that's not right. As Brijesh Kalappa is saying, the other way of going to the... No, Mr. Suman Sitaraman, please. See, they should have gone to the court. They should... Still they have an opportunity. They can go to the court. In the court of the law. See, what is the clean chit? There is no evidences. There is no proper evidences. You are saying WhatsApp chats. But where is it?
Where is it? Where are the evidences? Syed Aslam Pasha. Syed Aslam Pasha. Okay, Syed Aslam Pasha. I want Syed Aslam Pasha. Where are the evidence? Where's the evidence? 1 second. Hold on now, Mohan Krishna. Where's the evidence? Syed Aslam Pasha.
Madhav, first of all, I want to tell Mr. Krishna the entire episode, what has happened.
No, we don't have that much time. 30 seconds you have.
So the work is already completed in Hindalgi. It's the road work in Hindalgi which is already completed. 4 crores of due was already there with the department. And this is what he was asking, and the allegation is that the 4 crores are not released by this particular department until unless they give.
Okay. So there are some unanswered questions. The opposition says, the BJP says that there has been a probe. Why not approach the courts? We'll have to see how this plays out in the next 12 months or so that Karnataka goes to the polls. I'd like to thank all you gentlemen for joining us this evening on the Newshour Agenda.